tools, especially online tools, to compress images. Compressing images is important if you want to increase the page speed of certain websites. A lot of times, what happens is uh, people, whether it's web developers, etc., tend to upload images, or if someone's using a CMS, the user on the other end doesn't know that much about search engine optimization or how Google works, etc., and they just tend to upload whatever image they have been given. These images, which could have been sourced from a photographer, etc., could be really large in size. So it could be a 1 MB image, even 5 MB images. Um, so they could all just be uploaded as is. Now, in a web environment, it's not really required to have such large images, because the size of the image generally comes down to the number of pixels, and you really only need those large images when you're wanting to say make a really large printout like a big poster, etc. So on the web, those massive sized images are not required. So now I'm going to show you what I would do in order to reduce the size of the images, and this can lead to massive improvement in the website's page speed. And we all know that an improvement in speed is a conversion factor, that's for sure, because there have been lots of reports that tell us that an increase in speed will lead to an increase in conversion. But it's also an SEO ranking factor. That means Google takes this into account as well, because it's a user experience related scenario. So as an example, let's say I'm on this website called Premier Maldives, and they've got some really beautiful images. What I would do is I would then go into a tool such as Screaming Frog, and in Screaming Frog, I would add the URL of the website. So in this case, I would just add the website URL over here. And once the website URL has been added, I would then go ahead and I would click on configuration up the top, click on spider, which pulls up a list, and I would make sure I've clicked on check images, which is the main one, and I've unticked most of the other items because that's what I'm really interested in, is the images and getting a list of. Now what this is going to do, once I've done this, I've copied and pasted the URL into the URL bar of Screaming Frog, and I click search or run, and it will start pretty much going to the website of Premier Maldives. The crawler of Screaming Frog will go, and it will pull down a list of all the images, and then I'll click on the images tab over here, and I'll sort it by all images over 100 KB, which sorts this out. And then as these images are being pulled across over here, um, what I'll also do is I can sort of sort them by size. So I've sorted them. So as you can see, here's an image which is 13.4 MB in size. Man, that's massive. And that's not doing any good for the client, or the website, right? So once I've done that, I'll click export. This will export out um, these images, and once I've exported these images out, I will then go ahead and pick up some of these images, open them up. You can open them up. There are also some tools available which will help you open all these URLs in one go, but just for this exercise I'm just going to open up one of these images here. And once I've opened up this image, which is, I'll just go say copy and paste this, um, and that will open up the image. I can then right click it and save image as, and that will help me save the image. Once the image has been saved, I will then go ahead and I'll go to a tool like Tiny PNG. So I really love this tool. These guys have done a fantastic job, and there are many more tools out there which do a similar scenario. And I will then go ahead and pick a couple of these items, pick images which I've already saved. That's one, and here's another one, um, and upload these. And as you can see, both these images were about 1.4 MB each. The tool will use some algorithms and automatically reduce the size of these images. And in this case, as you can see, the image has been compressed from 1.4 MB to 327 KB, which is a 76% decrease in size. That's massive. Um, and imagine the amount of server speed that is increasing because the load on the server is lower as well. And then I just have to click download, and this will download this. Once that's been downloaded, I just go ahead and open this up. Um, I just, as you can see, now this image is only 327 KB. And now let me open it and show it to you. And as you can see, to the human eye, you cannot see a difference between this image, which is 327 KB, which I've just compressed, versus the image that was already existing on the website, which I showed you earlier, which is this one. So yeah, that's how simple it is to compress images. And this is a highly recommended task to do when you're doing a website audit, or every time you can train your content team to be doing something like this to ensure that large images do not appear on the website. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much.